And speaking of folks entering the workforce here, our next guest really does try to support those folks. A lot of folks out there really aiming to disrupt and dismantle the gender discrepancies that female business leaders face. Joining us right now is Jennifer Openshaw. She's the founder and CEO of an organization called Girls with Impact. And joining her is one of the success stories of that program, Jayla Thomas, founder of Thomas Family Taste, a minority-owned hot sauce business. Welcome to both of you, Jayla and Jennifer. Great to have you here on the set.
Thanks for having us.
And I do want to kind of piggyback off what we were talking about with Christina, because, I mean, you really are trying to prepare young women to enter the workforce, and you're preparing them now at a time that's going to look a lot different from when me, you, and Scarlett entered the workforce way back when here. Kind of explain sort of maybe how, is it more difficult now to do that or just different?
No, I think this next generation actually really wants it, and it's smart for America and companies to dig deeper earlier and train them. You know, 85% of employers say that new hires lack basic skills. It is fundamental, and we want a workforce that's leaning into the future, right? They're not, stepping back from AI, but they're embracing it, and so we're actually incorporating it into our business academy because we want them to be ready. We know that if particularly low and moderate income young women don't get exposed to it, they run the risk of falling behind.
What's like the most important thing that you want to teach these young women?
You know, is foundational business readiness. So, you know, there's lots of things in coding, general college prep, but the world is moving toward, we need a workforce that's ready to step in and lead from day one. So we are teaching them, how does the business world operate? You know, these young women like a Jayla are going through a mini MBA at 15, 16, 20 years old. They are bringing a business idea to life because it's their idea. It takes on a whole different level of, interest, but they're learning things that come straight out of Harvard Business School. And so they become much more capable. You know, they're also getting access to a network and those things that, again, if you don't, grow up in rich families, you really run the risk of falling behind.
All right, so let's talk to one of the beneficiaries of the Girls with Impact program and bring in Jayla Thomas. Jayla, tell us a little bit about your journey, because you graduated from Howard University and you took part in the Girls with Impact program. What did you get out of it that you couldn't get in your undergraduate career and that resembled kind of a business school setting but wasn't an MBA program either?
Thank you for that question. So I guess I'll start with saying I joined the program years ago, many years ago, thinking that it was just going to be a great opportunity, a nice extracurricular, and it was also free of cost for my family, so I was excited. I did not know about the impact that it would have years and years and years to come. And so one question you have is, how did it differentiate things for me in college? But it helped me get to that point in college. And so what I'll say is, for me, it was a differentiating factor in my applications and my supplements. I got 2 full rides. I was admitted to Babson on a full ride and Howard. And I just graduated Howard last month.
Congratulations.
It's exciting because now I have to look at my venture full time, and I'm really excited about it because I'm employing my family, I'm employing my grandmother, my whole family works with me. And then the one other thing that I'll touch on is just, yes, it helped me build a business, but besides the business aspect of it, it just helped me be a more well-rounded woman and career person. So I'm entering the workforce, but I feel a lot more confident. I feel like I can stand on the ground and I know what I'm talking about. I know about these business words that we talked about in school.
Talk to us about your business itself, hot sauce here. I guess, A, why? And 2, what was like the biggest challenge in just getting it up and running?
So why? Because my grandmother is an immigrant from Trinidad and Tobago, so it's called Shirley Scarborough Spice. That's the name of the product, and Scarborough is from where she came. The biggest and hardest part was just getting started, but the great thing about Girls with Impact is that it provides mentorship consistently throughout literally till now, and I've finished it so long ago. So I'll say, like, being able to talk to people who know their stuff, know the business, know food, know all that, and get advice, ask questions, things that I didn't even think about, has been life-changing.
So Jennifer, let me come back to you for a moment here, because when it comes to training up the next generation, there's soft skills and there's hard skills. Talk about how Girls with Impact addresses both.
Well, you know what's interesting is that 85% of on-the-job success is the result of professional or soft skills, but yet 85% of training is hard skills, and those are important. And so we're addressing those. But when you look at why do women come in at 50-50 levels in our companies and drop out as we go up the ladder? And, new numbers just came out in the last couple of days about women in the C-suite. We've actually stepped back. There are lots of reasons. There's corporate culture. Melinda Gates is talking about the boy culture, but there's also confidence that starts early. So when these women are learning basic business skills and bringing an idea to life that could be a for-profit or a social venture, they are building their confidence. They are understanding how to connect the dots. They become more capable of presenting their ideas in the workforce. And basically, we're building those professional soft skills so that they're more able to be productive on the job is really what we're getting at, right? And employers, again, they told us that one of the number one things that they're concerned about is, I want a ready workforce. And when they're in the environment, how do I make the most of her?
Yeah.
How do you sort of keep them in there? I mean, we talk a lot about one of the reasons why you have this gender wage gap and some of the other gaps are because women often have their careers disrupted by family and other obligations that don't always necessarily fall onto the shoulders of men.
That's a great way. This generation, we've heard how purpose-driven they are. They are really purpose-driven. They have very clear priorities of the workplace. And so we're working closely with companies as well to make sure when we hand off our Girls with Impact graduates that you're doing what you need to do on the other side. A lot of work to be done, but a couple things there are this generation wants to be coached. They're very coachable. But yet, like the majority of women in corporate America are not confident asking for a mentor or a sponsor. That is pretty surprising, right? They want to be upskilled. Some of the largest employers in America told me that during COVID, they saw a sort of a fallback of the professional skills of their younger people. We're working with them to upskill. Yeah. And then the last thing is that they really want to feel valuable in the workplace. Yeah. So we're coaching companies a lot on those kinds of things.
Jayla, let me ask you to have the last word here. What's next for Thomas Family Taste? Where do you want to take it?
This year, I want to get us into a major retailer, any retailer. I'm just really excited about that next step. So.
Have you ever thought about mentoring someone?
100%, and that's exactly what I plan to do through Girls with Impact and just in my community overall, especially women of color and women, because I think it's time that we level out that playing field, and I think that's what Girls with Impact is trying to do.
Fantastic to have you both with us today. Jennifer Openshaw is founder of Girls with Impact, and Jayla Thomas, founder of Thomas Family Taste, a graduate of Girls with Impact.